Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. This is another Black History Month superhero video, and we are going to go with Image. And the only black superheroes that I can really give you out of Image kind of coexist together depending on how you want to play this. So our first guy is Jess Chapel. He has a painted skull on his face, and his best friend was Al Simmons. Now, if you go by the Spawn cartoon, Chapel killed Al Simmons, making Simmons become Spawn. Now, again, the comic's a little bit different from that. So, if you go with the comic, I didn't get that far to find out if actually Chapel killed Al. But Chapel and Al were on pretty good terms with machine guns. And they were both mercenary soldiers or government assassins, if you would. But apparently, Chapel found himself up with Youngbloods, and Youngbloods was led by an archer whose name slips me at this moment. But Youngbloods had two teams. They had like a West Coast and East Coast Avenger type thing going on. Die Hard was a member of the Youngbloods. He's not involved in this video, however. Chapel was a machine gun toting, no guts, no glory kind of guy. Al Simmons was kind of the same way. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is double because I'm going to go with the cartoon versus the comic book. Alright? So in the cartoon, Al Simmons, aka soon to be Spawn, was pretty much led into a BS trap, and Chapel set the trap in motion, and Chapel killed Al Simmons. Bad Chapel. Very bad. But anyway, now that we're going to leave Chapel alone, we're going to go into Al Simmons, because Al Simmons was probably the most well-noted black superhero from Image Comics. Now, Al Simmons was a kick-ass assassin. They made a movie about it starring Michael Jai White, and they're working on a reboot with Jamie Foxx. So, I don't know how that's going to work out, because I'd much rather them, now with the technology they have, go back and get Michael Jai White. I'm more of a Michael Jai White fan than a Spawn, than a Jamie Foxx fan. No offense to Jamie Foxx. Not a big fan of his. He did get in Miami Vice, but I'm not a big fan of his. As far as Michael Jai White, I'm a martial artist. So, if you're going to give it to me on anything, I'm more of a Michael Jai White fan than Jamie Foxx. I don't hate Jamie Foxx. Just not a big fan of Jamie Foxx. Love Michael Jai White. Would love to work with Michael Jai White. It's probably never going to happen, but if it ever does, I don't want to play the bad guy. Let me be the guy that gets killed so you can go kick anybody's ass. But anyway, moving on. Spawn, a.k.a. Al Simmons, was a young black man who was a kick-ass assassin who was betrayed by his friend in the cartoon. I can't say that in the comic book because I didn't read the Spawn comics. I only read Youngbloods, and they would go off on different things, and they never got Marvel does Origins. Well, if Image ever did it, I didn't get it. So, because after a while, I got into Dark Horse and started reading X-Men, who didn't have any black people on their team, by the way. I just stuck with certain stuff. But when the Spawn cartoon came out, I never missed an episode. So, therefore, we're going with that universe. So, in the cartoon, Al Simmons comes back as Spawn. He meets an original Spawn who teaches him how to use his cape as a weapon, etc., etc. And basically, Spawn kind of has a story that slightly resembles Ghost Rider. But we're not going to go with Ghost Rider. Right now, we're talking about Spawn. So Spawn, Al Simmons, was a kick-ass assassin. And he was supposed to bring back Hellfire and Brimstone and lead Malebolgia's army. However, Spawn decided to go against that deal, paid for it a few times, and paid back Malebolgia. And as of recently, I read somewhere, so don't hold me to this, and I will not swear to this, that Al Simmons is back. But Al Simmons was also once Malebolgia. So I don't know how that happened. I didn't read that far. Like I said, I haven't read a comic book in damn near 10, 11 years, maybe 15. So it's been a while. But since it's Black History Month, I wanted to celebrate both Chapel and both Spawn because both of those guys are black. I will do one more comic book superhero that is black in the next video, and then I will probably do Word for Wisdoms afterwards. Thanks for watching.